You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
What is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and this is Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Welcome to the show, guys. Newcomers, welcome to the show. I want to apologize in advance for my voice. If you guys listened to the podcast last week, then you knew that I was pretty much on the cusp of becoming sick. Got the flu-like symptoms from my 6-year-old son, who brought it home his last week of school. So, most of the time I was sitting in the house, laid in bed, the first few days of last week. So, I still sound kind of messed up. So guys, just please forgive the way that I sound, and I will do my best to get through this podcast. Not 100% right now, but, close. About a good 80%. So, that's better than, laid up in the bed, just not able to do anything, I guess. So, but anyway, about the podcast, guys, man, a lot of people have been keeping a lid on a lot of things, man, as far as news and things of that nature, because, E3 is around the corner. It's going to be kind of strange. It's really going to be kind of strange to me, because, Sony will not be there. I'm still feeling some type of way about that. I really wish, they were going to be there, but they're just doing it their own special kind of way, I guess, this time. They're just going to, sprinkle, previews here, gameplay footage there, throughout, I guess the time, surrounding E3, a little bit, some before, some during, maybe some after. I'm gonna, I don't know how I feel about that. I just hope we get pretty much our answers, that everybody's been looking for. Cause I know I have a lot of questions, release dates on certain titles that I haven't heard anything from since, forever. One of those games being Biomutant, which was, supposed to be out sometime this summer of 2019, but haven't heard anything since. I Googled them recently, man, and I haven't been able to find any real news on these guys, in a while. So they haven't put anything out. I'm personally, if you ask me, I think what happened is, we probably won't get it this summer. This is a game that I was really, really anticipating playing. If you guys don't know anything about Biomutant, please check it out. Google it. It's a dope kind of action RPG open world type of experience. You got your customization in there. You got your little bells and whistles. You create your own character. You run around, and it's just me talking about it won't do it any justice. You guys have to check it out if you don't know about it. It's just called Biomutant, and just Google it, man. There's plenty of gameplay out right now on it. The team who's actually, working on the game is a small team, from Europe, if I'm not mistaken. And, if the game doesn't come out this summer, I think that will be the reason, because the team is small, and, making games, is not the easiest thing to do, especially, in this day and age. We're not talking about 8-bit, 16-bit games anymore. And even those games sometimes, depending on, the situation, can take a lot of time to make. So, I hope we get news on games and titles like that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting on. The Last of Us 2, the release date on that. Like, when is that coming? Games like that, I'd love to, get some more news, maybe even some gameplay about it. Supposedly, we're going to get some kind of gameplay or some kind of news on that title, soon. Supposedly, that's what the whispers are in the streets. Because you got all this E3 shit going on with Nintendo and Microsoft and no Sony. They got to have something up their sleeve. There's a reason why these guys are doing this. I'm just trying to figure out why. Why all of a sudden did Sony say, you know what, fuck it, we're not gonna do, E3 this year? Like what do they? Nobody just does that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that there's a reason for all of this. Let's all pray together, us Sony fanboys. Let's hold hands and close our eyes real tight and pray really, really hard that something good comes out of this, out of this E3. Please. You know what I mean? Because technically it doesn't have to be at E3 to be, big news. As long as we get big news, man, that's all I care about. But so now basically I'm forced to just, look at Xbox stuff and, Nintendo, hopefully they got some stuff up their sleeve too. So supposedly they have a lot of games to be announced coming to the Switch. And we're going to get into all that. I mean, there's games I'm stumbling upon now, just recently that I'm like, yo, that's already on the Switch. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, yeah, man, my Switch has been collecting a lot of dust. I haven't had time to play it. To be honest with you guys, shit, man, time is like, in short demand over here. There's just not enough time in the day to do everything you want to do. And when you talk about video games, especially games that require like so many hours and so much time, you kind of have to focus on that game. I know that's how I am. I can't like start a big title or start a big video game and jump from that game to another game. I just can't really do that. The only way I could see myself doing that is if I get towards, get closer to the end of a game, and I can do that. And sometimes even then you make a mistake of doing that and you never get to return back to the game you almost finished. You always, you have the best intentions to do so, but you never get around to it. It might be another year before you circle back around to that game. And that's, in the dry season, that's when there's nothing, you're really anticipating. And then you can kind of like, okay, you start looking back at your backlog and trying to see what, what's there. And then when you get to that game, you've lost all of your mojo because you don't fucking remember how the controls are. It's going to take you a minute to get back used to it. Hopefully you can retain what's been going on in the game. I mean, that's kind of my situation right now for Far Cry 5, a game I started, a game I put lots and lots of hours into, and a game that I'm almost done with, about 75% to 80% done with. But, and then went ahead and bought the sequel and, haven't touched that. That's still in the wrapper. But my plan was to finish, Far Cry 5 and then jump to that. But, eventually, that's all I can say, eventually. And now for some strange reason, I'm I'm in here playing, Days Gone right now. And I'll talk a little bit about that, man, my experience with that. That's a pretty good game, man. And it's better than I thought it was going to be. I'll say that, because it really was better than I thought it was going to be. Because this was one of the first games, Sony exclusives that I wasn't really, it wasn't really high on my list. And the game fell into my lap because of a friend. He had it, who played it, beat it, and, wanted me to check it out. And so it fell in my lap, man. I didn't rent it. I didn't buy it. I eventually planned on it eventually, but, I wasn't going to pay full price for it. I try to show love to Sony as far as, their first party games, because I pretty much love most of their first party games. That's what they're synonymous for. That's what they're known for. So I try to give them some support when I can. But this was the first one that I can remember that I just wasn't really, it wasn't really there for me like that. But now I'm glad I'm playing it. I really am. Matter of fact, when I get done this podcast, I'm going to jump back in there and I'm going to see what else I can do. Yeah. Anyway, this E3, man, is around the corner. So, a lot of things are being, I guess, hidden, or, nobody wants us to know, but, it is what it is. But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about some Death Stranding. We're definitely going to touch on some Xbox news. Yes. I know those letters, those words coming out of my mouth, seems, taboo. You know what I mean? You're probably asking yourself, what the fuck are you smoking, or what have you drunk, before you turned on the record button? What sake is on your table right now? But no, there's no sake on the table. There's no scroll I rolled up before I hit this record button. There is some Xbox stuff to be discussed here, and we're going to get into that. But, that, and then let's see what else we got here, man. Some Call of Duty shit, man. I'm not a Call of Duty guy. If you guys listen to me and you listen to me for a while, you know that. But I don't know, man. It's something about this game. I'm gonna check it out. Like I said, when I see a little more gameplay, I'm going to, I'll make a decision then, and I'll get into that just a little bit later as well. Also, Anthem. Yes, Anthem. I think it's, man. Words can't describe what, how I feel when those words leave my lips, when that word anthem leaves my lips. But we're going to, I'm going to graze on that and talk a little bit about that for a minute. You guys might be interested. Yeah, and some Dragon Ball Super, man. Yes, there's been some whispers in the streets. And if you're a Dragon Ball fan like me, it's not going to be good as of right now, unless there's some serious, trickery being, played and being done to us. Yeah, we may not be as pleased as I thought we would be in July. I'll put it like that. And, yeah, man, just in what I've been doing, since I've been sick, the first few days, I couldn't really do shit but lay up, but I did get a chance to finish My Hero Academia, the dub. And, I just have to say it. I mean, I fucking love My Hero Academia, man. I mean, I watched season 1 and season 2 before when it first came out. And, I watched the, sub and I enjoyed myself thoroughly. But season 3 came out, and that around that time frame, there was just a lot of shit going on, and with me and whatever the fuck I was doing or playing at that time, and I didn't have time to just get back on there, and so a gap, was created, and then by the time I wanted to come back around to it, shit, man, a lot of the information left my fucking brain, it oozed out some kind of way, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna watch this shit, I want to enjoy it all, so I started it over and watched all dub. And if you want to talk about walking away extremely satisfied, I was extremely satisfied. I loved everything about My Hero Academia. Pretty much everything, like 98%. A couple of the character designs and all of that. That's just the only thing. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff was kind of wacky. And if you guys know me, I'm into the darker, anime, the darker themes, a lot of the time. That's what I'm into, like Berserk is a big favorite of mine. And, I just tend to go for those type of characters and those type of, shows. But, I must say also, as far as character wise, as far as Deku is concerned, man, I mean, that is my Deku and All Might. Deku and All Might. And usually, I don't go for like the poster boy of the series. I typically go for, I go for what I like, but I end up usually liking, somebody, that's not the main character for whatever reason. But this is like one of the first shows that, I feel differently about that. Like I love Deku to death, man. His determination, and same thing with All Might, like just, and their relationship. And, it was an excellent show. It really was. I love some fucking Deku, and I love me some All Might. And, yeah, My Hero, I see why, everybody is hype around it. There's been a lot of slack though, as of late. There's been a lot of people talking shit on My Hero, for some strange reason. I've been seeing it on YouTube or whatever. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but, I'm just going to say, put down the sake and, walk away from the table if that's how you feel. But, look, I'm not going to criticize anybody for liking what they like because, recently somebody, I guess I had made a comment on some anime and on the YouTube channel, and somebody, I guess, typed, basically hit me back and was like, I think I said something about Naruto being one of my favorites, and they were like, really? Seriously? Like something was wrong with Naruto being, my favorite, one of my favorites. And I was like, I don't know what this guy was smoking, drinking, or whatever fuck this person was, but they were on something. I don't care, if he fucking didn't like what I like. I mean, that's not what it's about. It's about what you like. You know what I mean? Same thing with anybody listening right now. Gaming wise, anything. I'm talking about anything. If you like it and it makes you feel good and it makes you fucking happy, then fuck everybody else. That's how I say it. If they have something bad to say about it, put it like that. If I like, donuts and Troy hates donuts and he says, well, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you eating donuts? I hate donuts. Well, motherfucker, don't eat donuts. You don't have to eat it, motherfucker. I mean, that's basically how I feel. And, those sentiments go towards anybody who feel the same way. I mean, love what you love, man. That's what life is about, enjoying yourself. You know what I mean? And don't let other people dictate what you can or what you will or won't watch because they don't like it. You know what I mean? A lot of people do that. And I see a lot of kids, get caught up in that a lot. I mean, I remember as a kid, there was a lot of people who I used to see do the same thing. They want to be popular. They want to be liked. So, they may like something that wasn't as popular and, they got flack for it and they changed their, opinion on it. But behind closed doors, they probably didn't. Just be true to yourself is all I'm trying to say. And, fuck anybody else who doesn't, want to, live by that is what I'm saying. Because I'm not going to let anybody water down the quality of my life. You only got one of them. So let's live it, baby. And I just, like I said, I just found that it was funny to me, actually, that, somebody say that because there's probably some shit that he likes that I wouldn't too much care for, but I'm not going to criticize anybody for that. You know what I mean? Even if it's a bad show or even if it's and what really constitutes being a bad show? I mean, the masses say, okay, it's bad. So I guess that's the way you can say it. But I guarantee you that if 100 people hate this thing, I guarantee there's one person out there who doesn't hate it. And it just is what it is, man. Same thing with this Batman shit going on, this Batgirl thing going on, man. There's a big ass meme on the internet about this new Batman or Batgirl show on the WC. And apparently, a lot of people are calling it trash. I saw the preview, man, and it just, I wasn't interested. I didn't like it. But like I said before, for every person that doesn't like it, there's probably two that do. Case in point, my girlfriend, she likes the show. Well, she liked the preview. She's interested in the show. She likes all those superhero shows, man, and all that shit. She's watching Flash right now. She just finished Arrow not too long ago. Waiting on the last season. I think it's going to be 8 episodes or some shit like that. Arrow was pretty dope though. I'm not going to lie. I watched Arrow and didn't think I was going to like it at first, man, when I first started watching it and actually enjoyed the fuck out of it. So, everybody has something out there. So just as long as it makes you happy, that's all that should matter. Just worry about that. But I am going to talk some trash on a couple, things here or a couple games only because I say this only because they deserve it. And the reason why they deserve it is because the reason why the game is trash is because of the people who had the responsibility who dropped the ball on this game, because this was a game that I wanted to play. This was a game that I wanted to love so much. And this game is fucking Anthem. Okay. I wanted this game to work out so badly. This is one of my games. I thought it was going to be 2019. One of my top games, one of my top online games, because I'm not crazy about online games. If you guys don't know, all the newcomers listening, I don't like online games that much. I don't like multiplayer games because there's just too many things that go wrong with them. And they have usually, short shelf lives, because when the game dies, it's dead. It's gone. Even if you still love that game, guess what? You want to get out there in those streets and you want to play other players, but guess what? The cupboard is bare. There's nobody out there anymore. For whatever reason, they jump to the next big multiplayer, whatever the fuck game is out there. And then as soon as the developers start to see this, guess what they do? They pull the plug on it. And then guess what? That game that you love and that you hold so dear to your fucking heart becomes a glorified video game coaster or an ashtray or whatever you want to fucking call it. Okay? Because it's worth nothing, at games. You can't trade it in. You can't do anything with it because it's a fucking multiplayer online only title. So you're going to get a quarter, maybe 35 cents for it. And you can't play it. So what else can you do? That's that's what I'm trying to say here. You know what I mean? I'm afraid to love, I'm afraid to love those type of games, because of that right there, because you'll find something that you really, really enjoy. But you can't play it unless it's online. Now, there are some out there that, are online, but they bless you with, another side, which there's a campaign, a single player campaign, which you can play offline. That's a different story in a sense, because you can play that campaign over again. And then if you really want to be cool about it, then you could actually have the campaign, and then you can have a offline mode, basically a simulation, of the online mode where everybody is basically bots. You know what I mean? Some games did that. Some companies did that. And that right there would be cool as fuck. But, most companies don't do that anymore. And it's a shame. It's really a shame. Anthem right now, if you look up the top, most 50 most played games right now that people are playing online, and I'm talking about multiplayer is included, you're not going to find Anthem anywhere there. Their community has pretty much, walked into that white light. They got one foot in the grave, man. And if you guys haven't heard, right now, the company has announced another, I guess, an expansion of some sort. I don't even know the fucking name of the expansion. I don't even give a fuck, really, to be honest with you guys. I just, this came across my desk. I looked at it a little bit and I said, you know what? Good riddance. Good fucking riddance. They put out a inferior product. They knew they were putting out an inferior product when they did it. I don't give a fuck who you are. You put something out like this and you can't tell me that you did not know the game was this broken. You can't tell me that you didn't know that these problems existed in this title. I don't give a fuck I don't care who you are. You're a multi-million-dollar and sometimes billion-dollar company. And this is what happens. This is what you're telling me. Stop it. Okay. Just stop it. All right. And dozens of companies are doing this, man. They continue to make these things, apparent. They get a deadline for a game. When they get that deadline for the game, they lollygag, they run around the mulberry bush, they pussyfoot, they do whatever they can. They bullshit. They can, I don't know what the fuck. And then when the time gets short, oh shit, we only got 3 months. We only got 6 months left. Let's haul ass. And then they want to fucking work. But then it's too late. When the deadline comes up and it's around the corner and that company who hired you and put you to work tells you, look, this is coming out on the 5th or nothing. I don't give a fuck what it is. It's coming out on the 5th. Make it happen. So they throw the shit together and they put the game out, and then they start working on the rest of the game, which is the patch. This is what these motherfuckers are doing. Okay. When the game goes gold, that means the game is finished. It's what's on the disc is coming with the game. That's it. And then they begin working on the rest of the game. And it's a common practice now. Every game, especially these multiplayer games, man, they come out and there's still a big piece of the game missing that has to be downloaded day one. And then when they put these patches out and they do these things, they know that there's going to be bugs and all this other shit, because look, they don't have time to have testers come in and test all the shit they should have been doing, when they first got, their finish date and all of that. So basically it's just a fuck fest. That's pretty much what it boils down to. And guess who suffers in the end, folks? That consumer who paid that $64 and some change to buy the game. So not only did we buy the game and we treated the game like, oh, it's a finished product because you put it out, so it should be a finished product, but then we have to deal with the boo-boo that comes with all of that, which is, bugs, a lot of broken shit in the game, loot boxes and all this other bullshit of you trying to get more money out of the consumer. How do you expect a consumer to want to pay more money for shit like cosmetics and all these other things, all these pieces of loot and all this, when you can't even put out a finished product? And then you want to do that on top of that? I mean, it's just fuckery written all over it. It's just straight fuckery. That's what it is. I mean, I don't know another word for it. I can't think of another word to describe it. It's just straight up 110% fuckery. And They're not putting anything in my butt. I'm sorry. You put that put that butter back into the refrigerator, and we're no. Okay, you're not gonna put any butter in the microwave and heat it up and then dip your thing in. No, we're not going there. Okay, not with me. I refuse to let that happen. Okay, and that's what's happening to a lot of you right now listening. That's what's happening to people maybe a sister, maybe a friend, somebody who bought this game, and told themselves, basically lied to themselves, especially maybe a week or two before the game dropped. They go in there to their room, before they lay down at night, and they look at themselves in the mirror and they tell themselves, it's going to be okay. Anthem is going to come out and it's going to be okay. I'm going to keep my pre-order and I'm not taking it off the table, and they're going to be sorry. Everybody's going to, come and see me playing Anthem, and they're going to want to join in. And then I'm going to be able to tell them they were right. No, I was right and they were wrong. But guess what, sir? Guess what, folks? I think we all know the answer to that equation. I think we all know what happened. Okay. I think we all know the situation. All right. There's people out there right now still wiping the warm butter off their fucking butthole. Okay. Still wiping it dry from what Anthem has done to them. Okay. There's people out there right now who still can't get that hickey off the back of their fucking neck. Okay. Because they were raped and pillaged. They were bent over. They were raped. They were pillaged. They were done. Strange things were done to them in the dark, and it's over. They can't take that back. They can't get that scene. They can't get that situation out of their head. They were fucked, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. And I just had a feeling, man. I had a feeling in my mind, and I said, you know what? I'm not doing it, man. They're not doing me like this. Anytime it comes to a multiplayer game, I'm not playing that. If there's a multiplayer game that's going to come out, I'm going to wait. I'm going to see. Let the game drop first and let me find out next. Because if it's not popping, if it's not hot, if it's not doing what it was projected to do, then, I'm backing away from it. I'm backing away from it. I'll be a late bloomer. I don't care. I'll come late to the party. I don't care. But at least I'll be safe. I'll spend that $10, $15, $20 and I won't go any further because I refuse to be done like that. Okay. I just can't do it because this is the practice that now we are, desensitized to. It's become something of a norm, and that's what they want to happen. They want it to become normal. Like, I mean, shit, almost every game now has a fucking, day one patch. You know what I mean? They want that to be the new thing, and it's not cool. It's not right. If you have to be connected to the internet at all times, man, to play a game, I just have some type of feeling about that. You know what I mean? I can't get behind that unless it's just absolutely stellar, a stellar project. I just can't. But maybe it's just, hey, maybe just the babblings of a single player, which I am, which I love, the most. Don't get me wrong. I love playing games with friends. I had some great times on certain games, but, these games weren't necessarily built as a multiplayer title though, like Bloodborne. I played Bloodborne. Man, I love Bloodborne. Okay. I played pretty much most of Bloodborne with friends the whole way through. And that was a fantastic experience. Loved it. Okay. Had a lot of fun with, some other titles. Fighting games are different because, fighting games I can play offline and still enjoy myself. And if you have a story, especially on top of that, then you're win-win. Dragon Ball FighterZ had a story, you had online, you got training mode, you got arcade, you got all these things. And that's some shit that some fighting games couldn't even get right. One is supposed to be just synonymous for fighting games. One who just basically, when you think fighting games, you think Street Fighter. And they on Street Fighter 5. We're not talking about a Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2. No, we're talking about a company who has been making fighting games for fucking years. Okay? For a very long time. And these motherfuckers decide to put out a game with no arcade mode, limited characters, and they wanted to charge you for every fucking thing. Everything. The currency was all fucked up, still fucked up to this day. And these motherfuckers want you to pay $4 and $5 per stage for one stage, for a character stage, for your own stage that you should already fucking have. Okay? And they're charging this. And these motherfuckers didn't even have an arcade mode. Didn't have a story either. Let's not forget that. These are the things as consumers that they want us to come accustomed to. And I'm not going for it. I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe anymore. Give me my single player games. Okay. Give me my open world single player experiences. Give me that. I'll take those all day. Okay. That's why those will never die. I don't give a fuck what you say. Those will never die. Because that's a game you can just pick up and play whenever you want. You can play that shit 2, 4, 6 years from now if you want to. You can't do that with these multiplayer games, man. You can't. And then if they have a sequel to that multiplayer game, guess what? Guess what happened to the old server? It's gone. Okay? The Division 1, it's gone. It's a coaster. Do whatever you want with the ashtray, whatever. Okay? It's over with. Arts and crafts. Use it for an arts and crafts project or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's over. So if it's going to be like that, if it's going to be a multiplayer game, let me get my money out of it, man, and make it be good, please. And right now, Anthem is not there. They're not even fucking close. Okay? I just, I lost it for a second there, guys. Forgive me. Went into a rant. Yeah, it just took me to a place that, sometimes it happens like that. I just don't understand it. Yeah, you never win doing it that way. Those companies will, especially in this day and age, where everybody has an opinion, you won't go far very long. I mean, you can get your shit shut down that quick. They better understand that. They better understand that, because Anthem was, I know they thought, oh, we're going to put this name on this. These graphics are beautiful. And motherfuckers are going to eat this shit up. No, sir. Didn't happen that way, did it? If you guys want to do me a favor, I can't even think of that fucking video. Just Google Anthem and look up the videos that's been put out on the game in the last, 6-7 days. And there's some devs on there. They're interviewing a couple of devs. I guess they're talking about the upcoming stuff and what they got going on for the game. There's 2 guys. Okay. Look at the guy to the fucking left. He looks like looks like he's done. He looks like he doesn't even want to be there. He looks like he just, oh my God, it's over. Why are we here? Why are we even doing this? You can't hide. He couldn't even hide it. He couldn't even fucking hide it. It's what they get. I don't have any remorse for these motherfuckers. I don't. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight and so on and so forth, man, and just play something else, because this is ridiculous. Did anybody catch the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer for Shang Tsung? Shit was OP. Shit was excellent. He looks like a dope ass character. He really does. I really would like to play with Shang Tsung. He looks fucking epic. Same actor from the actual Mortal Kombat, the first movie. I mean, that was dope in itself. And yeah, man, I can't wait to play as him. I still haven't went online yet, guys. Please don't ask me why. I think you already know the answer to that. And yeah, I'll get to online when I feel like my skills are, good enough to at least hang around there. You know what I mean? It'll definitely be just casual matches starting out. It would definitely not be any ranked. But yeah, that's my situation on that. But I think a lot of us are going to be a little sick. It gives us a little hope, and it gives us, a little doom, in my opinion. Half and half, because I don't know where to go, but I think it's leaning towards, the more depressing side. And that's people who want the ninjas on the game on Mortal Kombat 11. If you want fucking Smoke, which I do, which Smoke is my favorite out of the ninjas besides Scorpion and Sub-Zero. If you want, Rain, if you want Reptile, like those characters, Ermac, those guys probably won't be in the game. But Shang Tsung, if you watch his trailer, he actually controls all the ninjas. He has a move for pretty much every ninja. So he transforms into that ninja and does one thing here. He does one thing there. I think Smoke, he fucking does his counter with Smoke. And he has a slide, which is I think, who's he sliding with? I want to say it's Reptile, but I could be wrong. But anyway, he transforms to all of these ninjas, and the old school into that, wearing the old school shit. They do have the old school skins coming out, soon. So I am interested in that. I definitely want my, my skins, my old school skins. Other than that, man, yeah, that's what we got right now. I don't see anything, any announcements being made for other characters, other ninja characters in this game. You know what I mean? They got it reserved for, some of these other characters. Spawn is definitely confirmed for sure now. I mean, characters like that, now we do have a couple other, Mortal Kombat characters returning, but I want to see all Mortal Kombat characters return. I don't want to see like some of these other characters, like, I appreciate Ash, Spawn, cool as well, but if you could have used those slots for other, Mortal Kombat characters, I would, have liked it that way. Keep it in the family is what I'm trying to say. But, you can't win them all, I guess. Hopefully Mortal Kombat 12 we'll get Smoke, we'll get these characters. We'll see, man. Who knows? We could still get them. I mean, they've animated them. They're around here somewhere in digital space. They could be sitting on them for another DLC. Who knows? But right now, I don't think we should be expecting them anytime soon, because all I hear and all I see on the comments is like, can we please get these characters in the game? And yeah, no response. It is what it is. But this Call of Duty game, let me jump on this real quick for a second. The Call of Duty game, I'm not a Call of Duty guy at all. Haven't bought one Call of Duty game in my video game life. This game is using a new engine. That's the first thing that piqued my interest. And it has, campaign mode, which is, nothing new in the Call of Duty world. But a lot of Call of Duties didn't have any campaign modes, and, some do, some don't. But I don't know, man. I was really intrigued by this, by the trailer. I liked what I saw. Graphics looked A1. You could definitely tell it was a new engine. And I want to see where they take this next. E3 should give us something. Or if not E3, maybe another trailer, maybe some body in it with another channel. We'll eventually learn more on this title. The game releases on the 25th of October. So we should see some gameplay and see what's going on. And if it looks pretty good, man, I might have to see about it. Single player is what I'm talking about. They say the game is a little slower, a little bit more realistic than what, most Call of Duty players are typically used to, which, in my opinion, is not a bad thing at all. Like I said, we'll see. We'll find out more information. I will definitely deliver that to you guys. I don't really fucking cover Call of Duty, but I'll probably be covering this one just because it piqued my interest. So we'll see where that takes us in the future. There's one game when it comes to Nintendo Switch that, man, it caught my eye, and I can't believe this one slipped past me. And the name of that game is Cadence of Hyrule. It's like a throwback. It's an action game. It's an action game with like 16-bit graphics. And I'm a sucker for those 16-bit retro graphics. I'm a sucker for those. And that's what this game, looked like. I'm going to do some more, research on it. But it caught my eye, and I thought I'd mention it. It's supposed to be coming out, in June, this month sometime. So I'm wondering how much it's going to cost, first of all. Knowing Nintendo, it's got, it's got a Zelda license on it. They're probably going to tax the fuck out of it. But who knows? We could get lucky. It could be like $20 or some shit like that. And that's what I'm banking on. I'm hoping on that. I'm looking for some new things to put on my Switch. And this is one that I would definitely enjoy adding to the library on that note. But yeah, man, just thought I'd bring that up, guys. It looks really, really fun, man. You guys should check it out. It's called Cadence of Hyrule. And it's supposed to be dropping in June, this fucking month. So yeah, check it out. And yeah. E3, I'll have a lot more to talk about with Nintendo and what's going on with them. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what these guys have to offer, because I already got 2 games on my list, man. I mean, July 19th, we're going to have Ultimate Alliance 3. That's one right there. And then we also have sometime, I want to say August or September, we have Astral Strain. So, Platinum Games, baby. So those for me right now. I mean, I got a couple titles this summer, for the Switch that I definitely want to put my hands on. So E3 should bring us a little bit of some more stuff, some more news, and find out what's coming to us. And I should be able to get that to you guys. So be looking out for that. Anyway, let's talk about Death Stranding, man. Okay. Release date is November 8th. 2019. Now I'm just going to keep it real. I fuck with Kojima, I really do. But this game here, I still gotta see more. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have to see more. There's video out there right now where there's actually combat. You can see videos on combat, a little gameplay, and and dive in a little bit to the story. The story is just straight out of some, man, I don't, just some like Twilight Zone type shit, just some crazy out of the world, just it's all over the place. Don't really understand it still. There's still some things and bases that need to be ran by, I guess. But yeah, that game, I know a lot of people are going to buy that game. They're going to pick it up, scoop it up because it's a Kojima game. I just have to see more, man. Because to me, it seems like it's going to be at least 50%, walking simulator, walking around, this big ass map and getting around with your tools that you have this fucking ladder, specialty ladder. You have, all these other things that you have to learn to use, but it won't be combat related, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Not sure how I feel about that. And some of the combat had him literally using a briefcase he was holding, and he was just swinging the briefcase at his opponents. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It seems like you'd have to be kind of stealthy in this, and you wouldn't want to be seen. You want to creep around and not get caught. You're transporting a lot of important things, but I don't know. I'll have to see more about this, man. But right now, if you were to ask me right now, would you buy this right now? I'm gonna say no. From what I know right now, no. They're gonna have to show me a little bit more than that. You know what I mean? And hopefully they will. They should, and we shall see. But on that note, I mean, for you guys wondering, if you didn't know, the release date is in November. So there's a lot of things coming out in November. I think the Star Wars game is coming out in November. And, I'm definitely, going to be going Star Wars over this. Yeah. So that's where I'm at on it. I don't know where you guys are at on it. You guys might want this. You guys might want both. I don't know. But I'm not going to be able to pay for both probably. So if I have to choose one, it's going to be the Star Wars thing. That's just me. So hope that information, pleases you guys. I'm going to move on to something else. There was a Code Vein beta recently that slipped past me, man. I don't know how I missed this shit, but I think it took place from May 30th to June 3rd. And Code Vein, if you guys don't know about Code Vein, it's like a game where it reminds me of like Dark Souls meets anime. It's like a mixture of it. You got the anime design as far as the characters and things of that, but then you got customization in there, and you got the fighting mechanics, I guess, and the harsh penalties, that Dark Souls games gave you. That's what it seemed like to me, and it just piqued my interest. It looked really good, man, and I wanted to see about it. But I had so many things going on, especially this weekend. I had some stuff going on with my daughter and all of this stuff, man. It's summertime; she's going out of town, and we were just planning on other things. Real life, a lot of the time, just takes over, man. When you have things to do, and then you realize how much time you don't fucking have. You're like, oh, I was gonna do all this shit today, and then by the time you take care of everything family orientated, then you're left with like crumbs when it comes to time to do certain things. And that's where this category fell into, I guess. But yeah, it slipped through the cracks. I didn't even get a chance to play the beta, and to play it you had to sign up for it on, I think, Bandai Namco website and all of the shit, and I don't think that was guaranteed. It seems like every time I try to sign up for a fucking beta, I never ever fucking get picked for it. You know what I mean? And I have friends who, they sign up at the last fucking minute and then they fucking get accepted. I'm like, what the fuck? But anyway, that's here nor there. That's where I am on that. But guys, I recently found out that I don't know how I did not know this. I did not know that Square Enix was doing this Avengers game. I don't remember knowing that. I know there was an Avengers game coming out. This is going to be like the first, kind of open world, type of experience, with the Avengers. And I'm really excited for this. I really want to see I really hope that this does well. And this is Square Enix, man. I have a lot of faith in Square Enix. They're a great company, So I don't know, man. I just heard whispers though, and I'm bringing this up because it's very important to me. I love the Avengers. I love Captain America. He's my favorite comic book character. Man, listen, people are talking talking about this game. It might be, based on loot. It might be like an online connected type of game where you have to be online and connected and all this other shit, man. And I hope to fucking God that's not true. I really do, man. But we're going to find out more on it. I mean, they cannot drop the ball on this game. This is very, very important. Square Enix, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but it's very fucking important that you don't drop the ball on this title. I'm looking forward to a open world single player experience. Okay. Now they stated that something about like, this will be a game where it's going to be, the story's going to be all new, and it's going to be, basically they're going to write it in it for its own lore and its own world, typically. So that they said that so it can be played for years on end, for years to come. So I'm like, from years to come. If it's a game that can be played from years to come, then okay, the story must not be, the story must be open ended then. It must not be where, you play a story and it's done and whatever. So that's leading me to believe, that it's probably going to be something like, a game, with loot boxes and things of that nature. You just control these characters, and maybe down the line they add new characters and new abilities and shit like that. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. Well, I don't like it. I'll put it like that. If you have to be online to play this game, I am going to be pissed. I truly am. But I will definitely be covering this game, guys. And when I hear, you will hear. So, yeah, I'm going to say a prayer on that one. Anyway, this Dragon Ball news, guys, I have to talk about this Dragon Ball Super stuff, man. Everybody thought it was coming out in July. There's a small chance that it still will, but 9 times out of 10, if I had to take a guess, it's probably not going to happen, guys. Got some new information as of late and found some things that were just quite disturbing. I guess if you're a Dragon Ball fan like I am, then yes, it's disturbing. But if you can be patient, then, it's still coming out. Let me just say that first. The series is still coming out. There is going to be more Dragon Ball Super. I don't mean to scare anybody here. I'm just saying that July is not looking, it's not looking like it's going to hit July. Those guys are very tight-lipped now for whatever reason. They don't want anybody talking about it. There's been, people who work within, for the company and who do the voices for some of these characters, and they kind of, they kind of, started talking a little bit. Some of the Italian, one of the Italian voice actors for Vegeta. Yeah, I think that's who it was. Basically, was saying that it's real, it's happening. And, they already have some material. I mean, there's people who already have material, sent to their dub houses, which is, where they record and do the voiceovers for their country. They already got some of the material for the show. So it's real. I mean, it's being worked on. Don't get it twisted. But July, it's not looking good for that date. One Piece has got something going on, a Golden Day or some shit like Golden Week, I think is what it's called. They got something going on that they're really trying to push, because in Japan, One Piece is like the #1 anime. It's #1 even over Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball is like #2 out there. But yeah, they're doing something like that, and they don't want to take away from One Piece and everything they're doing for that. So that could be part of it. Also, they were claiming that they didn't want to fall behind, in production like they did when Dragon Ball Super first started. Because if you don't remember the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, oh my God, it was fucking trash as far as the quality of the animation was. They were hiring motherfuckers out of, middle school to come and draw Vegetas and Gokus and shit. It was looking very, very bad because they were behind and they had to fucking outsource, and it was a disaster at first. And they don't want to fall into the same trap. So I'm thinking they're trying to, not put the cart before the horse, because right now, apparently One Punch Man is going through something similar as far as they're behind on production. And that's what the word is on the street. I don't know. So far from what I've been seeing, I've enjoyed myself. Now, like I said before, the quality of the animation was not as good as for season one. Yeah, I'm keeping it real with you. I'm not lying and covering anything up, but it's still not bad. The animation is not bad. I haven't found anything that just blew me away. So it's hard being an animator, man. That animator life is kind of crucial. So hats off to these guys, man. I hope they do it right. I'd rather have it come out late and good than early and bad. That's basically what I'm saying. I can wait, a few more months or what it's going to take to put out a good, product with Dragon Ball Super. It's going to be taking place after the Broly movie. The only question I have is it going to cover what's going on in the manga right now or not? Are they going to skip that? That's my only question. And like I said, we won't know until, further notice, man. When they want us to know, they will let us know. And I will let you guys know. Please believe that. As far as, other anime, like I've already talked about My Hero Academia, how dope that was. And, I'm watching One Punch Man right now. I'm also watching Demon Slayer, which is also excellent. Caught that, matter of fact, Saturday. Enjoyed myself. I'm really dig that show. And yeah, man, now I'm looking for something else, man. Something else to jump into. So I need to go back through my Hulu saves, and I got a lot of anime, sitting there waiting. So I need to figure out what I want to tackle next. I got the time as far as, anime now because I was binging the fuck out of My Hero Academia. But now that that's over, I'm just basically stuck with once a week, 2 shows once a week. You know what I mean? One Punch Man and Demon Slayer. So I could add something else to the equation and go from there. Before I get out of here, guys, I want to, definitely address this Xbox thing, man. Xbox. Yes, I did it. I said it. Oh, man. Xbox is supposedly going to reveal 14 games. Okay. 14 games at E3. And they're claiming to have more first party games than they've ever had at a show. So that's what I want to let you guys know. If you didn't know, I'm sure the Xbox people knew. And I'm anxious to see this. If not to do anything else, but to see what they're working with. First party games, to see what they have. Now, I'm sure, you might, the Halos, the ones that are popular that they have, that they're known for. You know what I mean? Like the Gears of Wars and the Halos and things of that nature. But I want to see something different. I want to see what else they have working on, what they got going on, because they claim this, made relationships, and they're building relationships with other companies now. A lot of them, which Sony used to, be in bed with. These guys are, I guess, reportedly making moves with these guys. But like I said before in older podcasts, man, I think those relationships were made for future games. And I'm talking about games of, the next generation consoles that are about to come out, around 2020. But I could be wrong, and we might get something, out here now, coming soon. We shall see. I'm anxious to see that. It's going to be a weird E3, guys. It's just going to be a weird ass E3. Also, Xbox Game Pass is now going up for PC. That's going to be, supposedly they'll be talking about it like around the 9th of June. So be looking out for that. I guess June 9th, around 1:00 p.m. is when they're going to divulge more info for the PC guys out there, and how their Xbox Game Pass is going to, work with them. Supposedly they got some things where they're going to have, some Halo stuff dropping, older titles, dropping on there. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm interested about that, Xbox Game Pass. I want to look at their library and see what they got available. And depending on what they have, man, I might be interested, because there's been a couple of games I wanted to play. There was a couple of Naruto games that didn't come out only came out for the Xbox, and I wanted to check those out. And those are supposed to be some of the best Naruto games ever out of all the games. So I definitely looking forward to that. Also looking forward to what they have up their sleeve. Can they rival Sony this year? Some could argue yes, because Sony's not even going to technically be there. But it'd be a shame for Sony to body Xbox, even when they don't even come to fucking E3. That would be some fucked up shit. I'm just keeping it real with you guys because I love you guys. And I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to play lollipop games. I want to keep it real. So that's what I'm doing. I want to see what they got, man. I really want to see what they're working with. So we shall see, guys. That's going to do it for the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been, one of those weird up and down all over the place type shows, in my opinion. But sometimes you need those every once in a while. And I thought, hopefully I did that one justice. But yeah, man, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to play some We're going to play some Days Gone. I'm going to see what's going on out here in these Days Gone streets and see what I can come up with, man. Right now I'm having a hard time trying to upgrade my character, cause I don't want to fuck with those zombies. They actually honestly got your boy shook, and I'm just, taking my time. So I'll be strategic if I can be and try to work my way through. And hopefully next week you guys can hear that I, took leaps and bounds in this game, and now I'm a badass in this game. We shall see. If you guys want to get at me, you guys have any questions, you guys want me to talk about a certain said subject, you can hit me up on Twitter at Studio MacGyver. If you want to check out your boy on Instagram, you can check me out on Instagram at Studio MacGyver79. Also check out the YouTube channel, baby, Studio MacGyver TV. One more thing, if you like merch, if you're into nerd culture, because that's what this podcast is pretty much about. Caps, hats, beanies, mugs, backpacks, all that kind of shit, man. You can definitely check out Beautiful Nerds. That's www.beautifulnerds.com. Nerds is spelled Nurdz. And check them out, man. Get a hat, get a shirt, man. Get something, Uploaded new shit on there pretty much every month, man. So you guys got to check it out, man. Definitely check it out. I just want to say that I want to appreciate everybody, man, for listening to this podcast. My show is growing, man, really, really well. I'm getting a lot of new listeners. All the new listeners, man, welcome to the fucking podcast. I hope to see you next week. I love each and every one of you guys. The ones who've been down from day one. The ones all over the world, man. I mean, it's crazy to even think that I have listeners all over the fucking world in different countries. It's just crazy. But I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. And I want to let you guys know that. So with that being said, guys, yeah, that's it. Love you guys. This is Studio MacGyver. You have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.